Hello guys and welcome to the Court Case Podcast with me, your host, Sweet Tea.
And the co-host, James Court.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it doesn't sound... I am the host and T is the co-host.
I'm also a host.
Okay, yeah, you are also a host. But anyway, guys...
Wow, I've been demoted.
It is a solemn day in the... Well, it's been a solemn couple of weeks in the UK. Our Queen has died. And with that...
R.I.P.
Yep, and with that, we're going to bring you guys a right royal episode. We're going to give you guys the basics on the royal family. We're going to talk about their controversies, why everyone loves the Queen. We got some quizzes ready for you. All of that is coming right after this.
Hi there, I'm Liam Neeson, and you're listening to the Court Case Podcast.
Okay, welcome back to the podcast, guys. We've had a week off there, and we want to say... Why are you laughing at me?
You could get your words out.
We want to say that it's because the Queen died, and we were, taking time to mourn, but it's actually because we just didn't have an episode recorded. Isn't that right?
Well, that's a really lovely way of showing your respect to the Queen there, James. I honestly couldn't fault it.
But, yeah. So, I'm sorry, guys, that there wasn't an episode out last week, but when this goes out, the Queen would have had her funeral. The funeral's on Monday. This is going out the following Friday.
Yeah.
So, what a service. What a great service that was. It really, really respectful. I loved the part where Michael McIntyre came out and did that comedy routine on top of the coffin. That, I thought, was really respectful and very tasteful.
Imagine if that did happen.
We'll have to find out on Monday.
Or like Alan Carr or something.
Yeah, and a chatty man comes out and does a little routine on top of the coffin.
You're so good at that. It's so funny.
What did that sound like, Alan Carr?
Yeah.
Oh God. But anyway, I know our audience is split sort of 50-50 America and the UK.
And the Americans find this topic really interesting.
I know that a lot. Whenever I've been to America, as soon as they've heard my accent, they've asked questions about the royal family. I know they find it very fascinating. And also, I know that you, over the years that we've been together, whenever we've seen something to do with the royal family, you have asked me questions which I've not been able to answer.
It's like Game of Thrones to me. I don't get all the different types of characters and people and roles and cousins, and I can't keep up with it all.
Yeah, so what I've done today is I've thought of every question that you've asked me over the years about the royal family, and I found the answer to it. And so I've got basically a basics dummies guide to the royal family so you can learn about it.
So my challenge is to find a question that you don't have the answer to today.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. I've also got a little bit on Meghan Markle. We're going to talk about why so many people in the UK don't like her.
Meggie. Good old Meg.
Yep. And we're also going to discuss the controversy with Prince Andrew, because he's constantly in the news, and now that he's been back in the limelight showing his face because his mum's died, we're going to be talking about what happened with that. And I've also got a Queen Lizzie quizzy, so we're going to be doing a quiz that you can also take part in at home while you're listening, and I'm going to be giving you I've got a quiz, and we're going to see how much you get right.
No pressure for tea
on questions about the Queen.
Yeah.
So
all right, I need to keep listening.
Pretty bang up episode. But before we get into the royal family stuff, T, how are you?
Ah, that's sweet.
Thank you. But since she's died, what are your feelings? How are you thinking? Where were you when you heard the news?
On airport standby.
So you were in the airport. What was that like?
They didn't do an announcement or anything like that.
Okay.
I was told that the people on the pilots did an announcement in flight because obviously passengers wouldn't have known.
Right.
But in the airport there was no announcement or anything, so we just had the news on our phones or from friends messaging or whatever. And I was with some people and we were all just looking out onto the planes. We were actually waiting for our last plane to leave, so we know that we could leave airport standby. And the plane wasn't moving, and then we got the notification and we were like, oh my God. And it was so weird. We all just stood there in silence for a second, just what the hell? It was such an odd feeling.
I messaged you this morning, didn't I? I said, I think the Queen's on her way out.
Yeah, but I didn't really know what was going on. I'm literally here, there and everywhere all the time. I'm literally working or sleeping. So I didn't even know that the Queen was really ill until James told me. And it felt like an hour since he told me that she was ill, that she then passed.
Yeah.
And it just was all processing that at once. Like, it's gone from, you had a queen who's run for 70 years to then you have a king. So it is a really weird feeling.
I was at my boss's house, and I saw a notification that she was at Balmoral Castle and her family all headed there, and I was just like, she's on her way out. If they're all rushing there at the moment. And so I texted you, and also texted my mum, because she's talked to me about royal stuff before, and I was like, I think the Queen's on her way out, Mum. And Mum just replied, how sad, kiss.
Yeah, a woman of many words.
She is a woman of many words. Yeah, she is the longest reigning monarch. It's like 70 years, and I think I've got it written down somewhere.
We looked at it the other day. Who's like run the monarchy for the longest?
Her reign is 70 years and 214 days.
Damn, so it was nearly 71. Very well, 100. No,
about 100 days off.
Yeah.
But so she's lived through a huge amount of historic events. I'm going to get to the breakdown of a brief guide to the royal family, I've called it. I don't have a jingle for this. I wish I did. Some sort of like chimes or something. But anyway.
The national anthem.
Yeah, the national anthem, which has been changed now.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's now God Save Our King.
Well, yeah, obviously, because we haven't got a queen.
Yeah. Well spotted. Well done.
Thank you.
So, the first question I've got is, why does Britain have a royal family? Why is Britain... You've asked me that question before.
Yeah.
And I've got the answer for you.
Brilliant, because I still don't know.
So, in the early centuries, pretty much every country in the Western world had a king and a royal family. Over time, most of these countries grew out of them, while some few decided to keep their royals.
So, like Game of Thrones?
Yeah, sort of. Oh, by the way, the reason T's mentioned it twice is we've just started watching Game of Thrones.
Awful show.
No, it was great. It's just getting juicy. Oh, my God. But we got a busy weekend, so we probably won't be able to watch much more until...
Thank God.
Very funny. Anyway, so the main reason that Britain kept its royal family is that they embody their country's human roots and identity and help keep alive a sense of history.
Oh, fair enough.
Also, kings and queens are symbols of our nation's unity in times of war or crisis. For example, the Queen's father, King George VI, became a symbol of strength for Britain during World War II. So a lot of it is basically sort of like a morale boost, sort of like a country mascot sort of thing.
Right.
Is the reason it's still in there today. How and when did the British royal family start? We were down on the beach the other day, and you literally asked me this exact question.
I probably asked you all of these questions, James. We've established this.
I know. I'm just trying to, keep the theme going. Yeah. So the Magna Charta of King John in 1215 was the start of the Houses of Commons and Lords. That was 807 years ago.
Wow.
It's a long time ago. So that's when they formed the
I
House
wasn't
of
born
Commons.
then.
No, you're not. Yep. This is also known as the Parliament of Westminster. So basically the Parliament was made 807 years ago. By 1649, the Parliament had enough power to destroy all their enemies who resisted and attempted to dissolve their power. In the following centuries, England's constitutional monarchy developed and included Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, which was then called the British Empire. So that was when the British Empire was formed, and it had us, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales.
Oh, right.
So that was about 1649 or later. They expanded further as far as Australia and New Zealand, forming colonies on these countries and others. So basically they would go to other countries, form colonies there, and then these colonies would also become part of what the king or queen would rule over, basically. Today, there are 15 of these former British colonies, also known as Commonwealth realms, which are happy to acknowledge the Queen as their head. So have you ever heard of the Commonwealth Games?
No.
It's like a sporting event, but it's only for Commonwealth countries. So it's only countries where the Queen is considered the head of state.
Right.
So countries where we had colonies on. Basically. So now there's only 15 colonies left. So the Queen, now the King, is now the head of 15 different colonies in the world.
Right.
What does the royal family do? Good question.
Well, because before we wouldn't have had a prime minister because they would have made all the decisions.
Yeah. But now
so that's why I'm confused with why we've still got the monarchy if we've got the prime ministers.
Right. So Good question. Here we go. So nowadays, the royal family has the role of being a morale booster across the Commonwealth. They bring glamour to the opening of new places and events. Young members of the family are expected to join the armed forces or participate in useful social service. Making too much money is considered taboo, therefore they do a lot of charity work. Royal members also present medals to courageous soldiers and cups to victorious sporting teams. So, like I said earlier, the role now is basically they don't really have any political decisions or political, power. It's all sort of morale boosting, representing the country, that sort of thing.
Right.
Peaceful stuff, charity work, that sort of thing. How much power does the royal family have?
None.
Well, since they are a representative people's monarchy, that's what they're called apparently, the people have all the power and the monarch has none. Well done. The British royal family isn't supposed to express political opinions. They're supposed to be impartial. Even though the Queen, or King now, reads out the policies of her government in the Queen's speech at the opening of Parliament, the policies are from the Prime Minister, who gets put into office through general election. So it's, by technicality, the Queen or King's government, but she doesn't actually have any power over them.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's just by name, basically.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Why do people care about the royal family? Why do they care, T? Why do you think people care about the royal family?
Because, like you said, it's historical. Morale. It's unique.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is unique.
It's interesting. Like, you've got a family that keeps growing, that live in this massive house in central London.
Yeah.
So it is quite interesting and it's quite touristic.
It's definitely touristic. What I've got here is that politicians are only around for a short amount of time compared to the monarch.
Oh, true. Yeah, and that. Yeah, that's a good point.
In this case, Queen Elizabeth II. Therefore, it's way easier for people to relate to her. She's, a constant. People really get to know the royals, and a successful family creates a sense of human continuity at the heart of society. That was written on the royals' website or something like that.
Oh, right.
So, that's the reason. And I get that. It's kind of like a really posh version of the Kardashians, I suppose.
What?
Well, yeah, it's like a consistent royal family. They're always there. They're just doing their thing and they're like famous in the UK.
You just compared Kim Kardashian's family to the fucking Queen of England who's run for 70 years.
Okay, maybe that was a bad comparison.
Very bad. Take that back.
I take that back.
Jeez.
Right, so because we at the court case don't like to be too impartial, I'm kidding. We can be extremely biased.
I like to be impartial.
Yeah, I know, but it's so annoying.
I sound like Chloe Burrows from Love Island. I'm impartial to a married man.
She means partial to a marriage man.
Oh, fuck yeah, silly me. I don't sound like her at all then, do I?
What are the arguments against the royals? Have you got any arguments against the royals?
Obviously, they've not done great things in the past, but then nor have prime ministers. Like, no one really has done great things.
No one in power, really, no.
No.
So, critics of the royal family claim that the institution of the monarchy is old-fashioned, leading to numerous practices that have no place in a modern age.
Right, okay.
People complain that when a young royal family member joins the army, they automatically become officers. This means that they never had to start from the bottom and gain an unfair advantage.
I guess that's kind of true, yeah.
You watched that show with Michelle Keegan where she was an army
woman.
woman.
Brilliant show. Argyle.
In that, did they ever have a storyline where a royal was like on... that would have been quite cool, wouldn't it?
Well, they literally finished that whole show way too early. They could have done so much more with it.
Yeah. But she had to move on to Brassic, which is a fantastic program.
It's not because she moved on to Brassic, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm glad she's in Brassic.
Okay.
If they were still filming Argyle, she might not have had time to go on Brassic.
Yeah, but I would have preferred Argyle.
No way! She is so attractive in...
She's fit,
Brassic.
Full stop. She's not fitter in anything else.
Yeah, but if she's just wearing an army uniform in Argyle, whereas have you seen the outfit she wears in Brassic?
She's basically naked because camo. I'm joking.
That's how camo works.
100%. No, I was joking. No, yeah, she's fit. How are we now talking about Michelle Keegan?
I don't know. We moved on to it. But anyway, and others have issues with them living off of taxpayer money and feel that they don't work enough for the money they get.
Savage.
Another argument that is worth mentioning is the endorsement of the royal family gives to the Church of England and organised religion. This leaves a bad taste in the mouth of atheists and free thinkers. So, that is my brief guide to the royal family. Do you have any further questions? Because you said you were going to try and think of some.
I don't have any at the mo.
Yes, I've won.
No, I said at the mo.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if any come up, please tell me. So, the next bit we're going to move on to is, why do people hate Meghan Markle? Do you hate Meghan Markle?
I don't really have time to waste my energy on having opinions on people I don't know.
Okay. My mother dislikes Meghan Markle.
But why? Like, what has she done?
Well, I'm going to get to that in a minute. So
she seems nice enough.
So basically, Meghan Markle, for anyone that doesn't know, is Prince Harry's wife. I think they've got a kid together, or two. I don't remember.
Who? Who talk about?
Meghan Markle, obviously.
What, Prince Harry?
Yes.
They have two kids together, yeah.
I think they've got at least one.
No, I think they've got two.
I like the fact that we got onto the topic of Meghan Markle. You said, who are you talking about?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant, like, what are you saying? Like, it was like just a phrase. I didn't mean who are you actually talking about.
Yeah, Meghan Markle. She's Prince Harry's
Let me have a look.
wife. And I'm pretty sure they've got at least one kid together.
I thought they had two. Let me double check.
Have you Googled how many kids has she got?
Yeah, they've got two.
Okay, they've got two. What are their names?
Lilibet, which is Elizabeth, the Queen Elizabeth's like nickname, and Archie.
Oh, nice one. Right, okay, so basically there's a lot of people in the UK that dislike Meghan Markle, one of them being Piers Morgan. He really hates her, but the only reason that he really hates her is that because she didn't like call him after a date or something like that, or he asked her out.
Yeah.
She said no, something like that, and he's just really sore about it. So, reason number one, racism.
Really?
She is public enemy number one to a lot of royal fans due to her heritage. She is an American woman married into the royal family and is also of black heritage. These two ideas are in clear conflict with how some monarchists view their royal family. White, one bloodline,
oh my
and
gosh,
definitely not American.
That's awful.
Right, yeah. The one thing that I will preface this is there are people that aren't racist that still don't like Meghan Markle. Like my mum, she does not care that Meghan Markle's black. It's for other reasons she dislikes Meghan Markle. But there are some people, some terrible racist people, that the main reason they dislike her is because of her race.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I know.
Surely that's like more interesting.
Well, yeah, and also like we can't keep having like incest in the royal family. That's just weird.
I think it's so cool that we've got different countries now, like in the monarchy. I think that's wicked.
Yeah, bringing them all together.
Yeah,
I think it's good. Establishing, like in Game of Thrones, when they marry to establish allyship with different countries.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go. This is a nice little bringing America closer to us.
Exactly.
I don't know why I'm supporting your point and now you're getting all sarcastic.
Oh, joking.
Right, reason number two. Her being an actress has disappointed some, especially as she appeared in sex scenes in Suits.
So this girl's previous life is now means that she can't ever be with someone like...
You've got to be prim and
love.
Proper if you are a royal. Do you think
Kate
Middleton ever did?
Do you think when she accepted her Suits thing, she thought, "Oh, I'm gonna marry the Duchess of Sussex"? Duchess? What would he? She's the Duchess of Sussex. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I'm trying to think of what she is. Yeah, I think she is the Duchess of Sussex.
No, she is. What's Harry? He'll be the
Duke.
That's the one. I was trying to look for that one. So she didn't think when she signed her contract for the Suits that she'll be marrying the Duke of Sussex, did she?
No, she didn't.
Why can't she have had that life before? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And that brings me actually to you saying that one thing that really annoyed me when they first got together is I remember seeing videos online. I also saw one on TikTok and stuff of someone showed a picture Meghan took when she was younger of her outside Buckingham Palace, and everyone was like, it's fate, she's took a picture outside Buckingham Palace and now she's living there. It's like, do you know the amount of people in the world that have taken a picture outside Buckingham Palace?
Oh my god,
Shut up.
Literally, like we said, it's a touristic place.
Yeah, I know.
And Americans find it so fascinating. Of course, if she's in London, which she's going to be because she's an actress,
yeah.
she's going to take a picture in front of it. Like, why not? And she doesn't even live in that house anyway. We'll get onto that. Obviously, they moved out, but she doesn't even live there. So it's not like she's like wiggled her way into living in the, like, what is she gaining out of living in the Buckingham Palace? Like, it's bizarre.
I just hate the bollocks people come out with. Anyway, the royal family, as I said earlier, is intended to be traditionally neutral in all political affairs. So you can't show a political opinion in the fence. However, Markle has publicly been critical of Donald Trump, supported Hillary Clinton in her election, and she expressed disappointment with the final result of the Brexit referendum.
Was this when she was with Harry?
Yeah, she was with Harry after Brexit. So
no, sorry, the Donald Trump and...
Well, any of those. Donald Trump was president while they were together, so I would assume yes. So that one I can understand, because that is a strict royal rule. And she's
I
not
understand that. No, yeah, I get that one. I do get that one.
I get that one. After Prince Harry and her did their infamous interview with Oprah, if you remember that, discussing why they left the royal family, Markle accused the royal family of bullying her and of the press creating smear campaigns.
Don't see what's wrong with saying that.
Yeah, because I mean, if the royal family did bully her, then
she has a right to say that.
Up.
Yeah,
the smear campaigns. I mean, that is just true. Like, I've been on Twitter recently. Have you seen the thing about Harry and Meghan holding hands?
Oh, I've seen so much stuff about Harry and Meghan on my TikTok recently. So this
one annoyed me. Especially, I will go into an even more rant about this after we do the Prince Andrew stuff. But this one annoyed me because there is another royal couple. It's not Kate and William. It's another one of the Duke and Duchesses. That basically, after they left looking at the Queen's coffin or whatever, Harry and Meghan were picture was taken holding hands, as well as this other Duke and Duchess. They're also holding hands. But apparently, I've not seen the rule book. Apparently, it's not in the rule book. But apparently, it's royal protocol that the royal couples, for some reason, aren't allowed to be seen holding hands. No fucking idea why. I think that's the stupidest thing ever. But that's
so interesting, because I saw the same kind of video, and William and Kate. William was not affectionate towards Kate at all. He basically tapped her towards the front seat of the car, telling her just said, like, get in, tapped her, walked off and didn't open up the door for her. However, Harry opened up the door and helped Meghan into the car, walked around and opened up the door and got in himself. That's surely what we should be seeing. How they're treating their wives better, not how William's treating Kate. But that's the correct way of doing it. It's mad to me.
But I completely agree. But anyway, Twitter went into a storm. They were like, oh my God, this is disgusting. Holding hands, disgraceful. And then everyone loads of people in the replies be like, you're not going in at this other Duke and Duchess that were holding hands. Yeah. And also, oh my God, Harry is mourning his grandma's death.
Oh my God.
Surely his girlfriend would at the very least, not girlfriend, wife, would at the very least hold her hand. I think it. I think
that's a stupid rule, if that is a rule, because, like I just said, surely if they're in this the power and everyone looks up to them and stuff like that, and they see these videos of them and photos of them, surely, like, I've noticed that William and Kate aren't very affectionate in public, and that's fair enough if that's like the rules. But I think it's nicer to see how affectionate Harry and Meghan are, because, you know, young people are going to learn that that's the correct way to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, they need to change that rule. They should be seeing strength and affection, and that sort of thing,
and support.
And also, anyone that is critical of Meghan Markle, I'm sorry, but like they are flouting. What's the word when they're showing someone too much? They're flouting bloody Prince Pedo all over the press, and I don't care. Him being present in these funerals and him being present on camera is way worse and way more disgraceful than a husband and wife holding hands, or, to be frank, anything Meghan does in the entirety of the past week, and whatever she does at the funeral on Monday is nothing compared to them having this man in front of the cameras. And I'm sorry, but you can't convince me otherwise. And you can come to me and be like, oh yeah, Meghan's done this, but like, I don't care. Until that man is off cameras, you can't be critical of any other member of the royal family to the same extent.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also, like, I know another reason, I don't know if you wrote it down, is that other people didn't like Meghan Markle when they first got together because she was married before.
Yes. Yes, I didn't have that read down, but yes, that's true. But then
surely that's the same with Charles marrying oh my God,
I don't know. Oh, he remarried.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He was
with
married to
Diana.
Diana, and then he married to...
What's her name?
Is it Camilla?
Oh, Camilla, that's it.
Yeah.
So he's got no legs to stand on, really.
No.
He's married twice.
Yeah. Also, another thing is that she's estranged from her father, but which originally I was like, that's not good. I don't have a good relationship with your father. But I looked things up, and the father sounded like a bit of a dick. Like, he used to tip off the press. And he used to make accusations about Meghan and stuff. So I don't think he's exactly a spring chicken.
No. The thing is, and I've seen so many people as well pick at Harry and Meghan's relationship so much, and I just think that they've moved away from the royal family. They want to live a nice, happy life together. They both seem very happy and affectionate when they're around each other, and to the point now where Meghan basically is constantly very affectionate towards Harry, and I've seen people posting videos oh, Harry's getting fed up with how affectionate Meghan is. Oh, Meghan's always touching Harry, he's going to get so wound up, and it's just that's him to deal with. Why are you feeding something that you know nothing about? Leave them to it. If he might actually like it, maybe his face doesn't look like it, but he's also grieving his fucking grandma. I just
And look, frankly, just until the royal family have correctly dealt with the royal nonce, then I'm sorry, but
leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
You've got bigger things to deal with.
Literally.
He's giving them such a worse name than anything Meghan could be doing at the moment. And we're going to get to that right now. So, what's gone on with the nonce Prince Andrew? So, a little bit of background. Prince Andrew is the Duke of York. You know, the one who had 10,000 men?
I was about to say that. Oh my God.
He had 10,000 little men. He is the second son of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. He is 8th in line of succession to the British throne.
Yeah, he won't get there.
No, he won't. Andrew was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, an American financier who was convicted of sex trafficking in 2008.
How did they even become friends is what I want to know.
Rich people know rich people,
yeah,
isn't it?
true.
In 2011, so after he was convicted of sex trafficking, Andrew was criticised in the media for having Epstein pay £15,000 of his ex-wife's debts. So Epstein paid off some of Andrew's ex-wife's debts. That's very nice, isn't it? In 2010, 2 years after Epstein was convicted of paedophilia and sex trafficking, Andrew was photographed strolling with him in Central Park.
Lovely.
On the 30th of December 2014, a Florida court alleged that Andrew was one of several prominent figures to have participated in sexual activities with a minor, later identified as Virginia Giuffre. She was allegedly trafficked by Epstein. That's not a good look, is it?
Nope.
In 2015, there was renewed media and public pressures for Buckingham Palace to explain Andrew's connection with Epstein. The palace stated, any suggestion of impropriety with underage minors is categorically untrue. Requests from Giuffre's lawyers for a statement from Andrew about the allegations under oath were returned unanswered. So, so the lawyers of Virginia wanted a statement from Andrew about the allegations. He refused to give one. Virginia said that she had sex with Andrew on 3 occasions, including a trip to London in 2001, in New York, and in the US Virgin Islands. Flight logs show that Andrew and Virginia were in the places she alleged their meetings took place.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty concrete.
Research shows.
Evidence, yeah. Andrew and Virginia were also photographed together with his arm around her waist, with Epstein's associate Ghislaine Maxwell in the background.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I've heard of this woman.
Yeah, she was the one that was arrested, was charged in February or whatever, yeah. Virginia stated that she was pressured to have sex with Andrew and wouldn't have dared object, as Epstein, through contacts, could have her killed or abducted.
Fucking hell.
Tuan Alessi, Epstein's butler, stated in 2016 that Andrew visited the Epstein house in Palm Beach more frequently than previously thought. He would spend weeks with us and receive daily massages.
That's disgusting.
In quotes. Epstein's pilot confirmed that Andrew flew 3 times with them in 2001. Epstein and Maxwell were invited to the Queen's Balmoral cabin in 1999 at the invitation of Andrew. Prince Andrew's name, contact numbers for all his addresses appeared in Maxwell and Epstein's little black book of powerful and famous friends. This is something that I've really interested me, is Maxwell obviously got arrested and charged in February, and Epstein committed suicide last year, I think it was. And the CIA and the authorities have got that little black book of Epstein and Maxwell's with all of the famous contacts of people that they have known, people that they have sex trafficked people to, and they're not releasing it to the public.
Of course they're not. Yeah, obviously.
No, they should.
No. Yeah, but I'm saying, of course they're not going to.
Right. Because the amount of powerful people could be on that book.
I'm not supporting it. I'm saying, of course they wouldn't, but obviously they should.
I want to know who is in that book so much. Like, I really want to know. But there's got to be some seriously powerful people in there.
I think it's quite scary to when they do, if they do ever release it, it's going to be terrifying.
It's very strange.
Names on there.
It also doesn't make sense from a court of law. If you've got a book of people that have had people sex trafficked to, then they should, it makes sense from a law point of view to release the names.
It's mad that they can just keep withholding information like that.
It's not good. But anyway, we get to the famous interview. So do you remember in 2019 we saw
sweat.
Yes, we saw the woman at the podcast show that gave the interview, Emily Maitlis. Yes. So, November 2019, BBC's Newsnight arranged an interview between Andrew and presenter Emily Maitlis, in which he recounted his friendship with Epstein for the first time. To research this episode, I listened to the whole interview yesterday. It's about 40 minutes long. It is fantastic viewing. It is great. Watching a car crash in real time. She's so fantastic because she asks the questions and then she just doesn't interrupt, and then she just lets him dig his own grave for 40 minutes, just adding the odd question, and it's fantastic. It is a fantastic bit of television. In the interview, Andrew states that he met Epstein in 1999 through Maxwell. This contradicts comments made by Andrew in 2011 when he said they met in the early 1990s. He said he did not regret his friendship with Epstein, as he learnt a lot and found it very useful. Yeah. Andrew denied having sex with Virginia in March 2001 because he had been at home with his daughters after attending a party at a Pizza Express in Woking with his elder daughter Beatrice.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, she went on about like, how do you know so specifically that it was like a Pizza Express in Woking? It's back like 20-something years ago. And he was just like, oh my God, his lying was just immense. You can just tell he's lying the whole way through. He's just like...
Woking also is so random.
Yeah, I know. Because he was like, because it's abnormal for me to go to a Pizza Express. So shut up. Andrew also added that Virginia's claims about dancing with him at a club in London while he was sweaty were false, due to him temporarily losing the ability to sweat after an adrenaline overdose during the Falklands War. According to physicians, an adrenaline overdose typically causes excessive sweating, not a loss of.
That's hilarious.
He also said that he does not drink, despite Virginia's accounts of him providing alcohol for the both of them. The case between Virginia and Andrew was settled out of court in February 2022. The Queen stripped him of his royal patronages, military titles, and his royal title. Prince Andrew has since provided zero cooperation with the FBI's investigations, despite his promise in the interview to help the authorities. He would most likely be arrested if he stepped foot in the US. The majority of British citizens believe that Andrew should be stripped of all titles and extradited to the United States. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
So he basically can't step foot in the US right now.
Good.
So those are the reasons why you can't criticize Meghan at the moment when this man is running around. It's like that thing on the news recently where there was the funeral procession and the guy like shouted that he's a disgusting man, and some people beat him up over it.
Yeah, I don't get that.
And it's like he wasn't shouting at the coffin. They've got a pedo walking through the streets with the royal family. It's just mental.
How old was Virginia?
Wrinkles my brain. Like 16.
Really?
Which in America you've got to be like 18.
Really?
I think 20.
Oh, really?
No, not 20. I think you got to be 18 is the legal age of consent.
Interesting.
So But yeah, so those are so now you're up to speed with some of those sort of members of the royal family. I thought on a more positive note, I'll give you some facts on Queen Elizabeth because obviously she's the one that we're all here for. Right, she was born in April 1926. She died 8th of September 2022. Her reign of 70 years and 214 days is the longest of any British monarch and the longest of any female head of state in history. She married Philip Mountbatten, a former Prince of Greece and Denmark, and their marriage lasted 73 years until his death in April 2021. They had 4 children, Charles, Anne, Nancy and Edward. When her father died in 1952, Elizabeth, who was 25 years old at the time, became the Queen of 7 independent Commonwealth countries.
Wow.
That was the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Pakistan,
Oh my gosh.
and Ceylon, which is known today as Sri Lanka.
Why? Oh, really? They changed their name. Interesting. Why was she in charge of all of those countries?
Because they are in the Commonwealth. They're Commonwealth countries. So they're places that the UK or the British Empire in history had put a colony on.
Did she manage to was she in charge of anything over there?
It's the same. It works the same sort of thing.
UK.
So it's sort of like morale, that sort of thing.
Oh, right.
Some of the major political changes that Elizabeth reigned through were the troubles in Northern Ireland, devolution in the United Kingdom, the decolonisation of Africa, and the withdrawal of the UK from the European Union. So she was a monarch through loads of things. Also the Cold War. She was monarch through there. Monarch through 9/11. Loads of stuff she was there for, which is mental. Which brings me to the Queen Lizzie Quizzy.
Go on then.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
What we'll do, if you're up for doing that, is after when this episode airs, we'll go on the story and we'll post each. There's 5 questions, and we'll post.
No,
them.
we'll do it the day before, and then we'll say find out the answers on tomorrow's episode.
Yes. Very good thing. But the only thing with that is when Instagram does the multiple choice.
No, I'll do it as a poll, so you can't see which one's the correct answer.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'm so smart.
You are smart. Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. During this is multiple choice, by the way, so I'll give you multiple choices. During the 2012 Olympic opening ceremony, the Queen was escorted by which James Bond? A. Pierce Brosnan, B. Timothy Dalton, or C. Daniel Craig? So I don't know if you ever watched...
I don't know the first 2.
Okay, so I don't know if you ever watched the 2012 Olympic opening ceremony, but the Queen was escorted to the ceremony by James Bond, which is pretty wicked. So...
First one?
You're going with the first one, Pierce Brosnan.
No, actually I'm not.
Okay, so you got Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, or Daniel Craig?
Timothy
Dalton. Is that your final answer?
No. I don't know.
Just pick A, B, or C. Pick one.
Okay, B.
B, Timothy Dalton. That is the wrong answer.
Fuck's sake.
She was escorted by Daniel Craig.
Was it? I didn't think it was.
Yeah, he was James Bond back in 2012.
Well, I don't know my dates.
Fair enough. Question number 2. So you are currently 0 points.
Yeah, thanks for that, James.
Question number 2. How many corgis has the Queen owned?
Oh, gosh.
A, 30. B, 45. C, 25. That is A, 30. B, 45. C.
B.
You're going with B, 45.
You're looking at me like I'm wrong, so...
No, I'm just giving you a smile like, is this your final answer?
Oh, yes.
Okay, you've gone with B45. That is the wrong answer.
What is it?
The Queen has owned 30 corgis.
Really? In 70 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
During World War II, the Queen volunteered as A, a medic, B, a truck driver and mechanic, or C, a spy.
A.
You're going with A, a medic.
Okay, no. Well, she wasn't a spy.
Correct.
So
I did that one to make it
she's
a
the
bit
mechanic.
easier. You're going with B, a truck driver and mechanic.
Yeah.
That is the correct answer.
Finally, a B was right.
You've gotten the correct answer. Well done. So you are currently 1 out of 5. Question number 4. How many prime ministers have there been during her reign?
Oh my gosh.
A, 22.
No.
B, 11. Or C, 15.
C.
15. Correct answer.
Oh.
Well done. You got 2 in a row.
I didn't think it was that many, the first
Hey.
one.
Yeah, she's had 15 prime ministers during her reign. One of them for about 2 days before she died. Because that Liz
Oh,
was
yeah.
brought in literally
That's a
2
funny
days before.
story.
Mhm.
2 Liz were in charge for 2 days.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like Queen Elizabeth, does she? But that's a whole other story.
The question number 5, the final question. Which one of these animals did the Queen own? A, an elephant, B, a lion, or C, a bear? This sounds unbelievable, but she owns this animal and it lives at London Zoo.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's A, an elephant, B, a lion, or C, a bear.
If it's not this one, then I'm going to be very shocked considering things that I've seen. B.
A lion.
Yeah.
What do you mean considering things you've seen?
Just tell me if it's right or wrong.
It is the wrong answer.
What? What is it? Is it a
She
bear?
owns an elephant at London
An
Zoo.
elephant?
Yeah, she also owns 2 sloths and a jaguar.
Ugh. I fucking hate
And
sloths.
she also owns a jaguar.
A jaguar.
Jaguar. All at London Zoo.
That's
What
quite cool.
was this thing about a lion? What have you seen?
It's American, not American, sorry. English. There's
National
a lot of.
symbol.
Is a lion.
We learnt that when we went to the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, so I
a few
thought
weeks ago.
that would make sense.
It would make sense. I do get your logic there, but apparently she doesn't.
Wow, she's let me down.
So you got 2 out
that
of
is
5.
awful. That
I
is
know,
awful.
Answers wrong there. So you are
Not even half.
You're not a true royal patriot. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Brilliant. I'll probably get them all right about Prince Charles though. Jokes.
I've not
No,
got. I've not got a Prince Charles quiz today.
King.
So-
Sorry, King.
King Charles. Oh, I'm sorry.
King,
Long
whoopsie.
live the king. So, guys, that's all I've got about the royals today. I hope you guys feel a little bit more informed, and just remember, we don't like the pedo one.
And that's all.
Just remember that. To be honest, this is my court case verdict. I don't really care about Meghan Markle, to be honest. I don't give a
She seems nice
crap.
enough. They seem happy enough, and that's all that should matter.
Yeah,
It's none of our business.
it is none of our business. I care whether there's a pedo on.
Well, yeah, on the loose.
We had this problem already with Jimmy Savile. Why are you trying to repeat history
literally,
again?
it's just
It's
the
ridiculous.
UK like trying to cover everything up.
Though, what I don't get is like, because I listened to another podcast by an American because they released that Jimmy Savile documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people in America, this was the first they were seeing of Jimmy Savile, and they were like, "How did you let such a creepy man bloody be on your screen stuff? How did you not catch it earlier?"
Yeah.
And it's also like, well, clearly we've not learnt from our mistakes
No,
because
exactly.
we're just letting it
Let it
happen
happen
again. It's ridiculous. So yeah, stop criticising other members of the royal family unless they've done something worse than Andrew, like murder someone.
Yeah.
If we find out that Williams murdered someone on his free time, then bloody
Go for it.
criticise him to high heaven. But don't criticise people for holding hands when there's literally a pedo.
How dare they
walking
be
next-
in love?
Yeah, I know.
It's disgusting.
I know. So them being in love is wrong, but Andrew loving kids, that's all right.
Yeah, we can
That's
do with
cool.
that.
We're cool with that. Ridiculous, isn't it? Okay, well, so guys, we hope you enjoyed the episode today. Sorry for that slightly angry end. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. You were, to be honest, we do like Queen Lizzie.
Yeah.
Lizzie.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she was a fantastic queen.
She's never hurt me.
I am sad that she's gone because she was
Yeah.
just a
She was
great
amazing.
constant.
70
she was.
years, like my whole life.
She helped in World War II. Fantastic. And so we hope she rests in peace, and we hope you guys are all doing okay in the UK after
and thanks
this
for
news.
listening.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.